You got the backdrop going on there. You got the Flaming Courageous, outrageous. You got the Scar but Smata,
Yep.
Scared but
Got some
Smata.
beers.
Got some beers. There you go. Did I tell you the Joey Ramone story about Flaming Courageous? Did I tell you that one? They started to get to know me, and then all of a sudden I had a band, and then one day, like we were on MTV, and Joey goes, "Hey, I heard your band on the radio. I love that song, Fly Me Outrageous."
Fly me outrageous.
I love that song, Fly Me Outrageous. Me and Pia Zadora are good. Pia Zadora wants me to do an interview for you for her magazine. I was like, absolutely, Joey.
Three, two, one. Hey everybody, welcome to Hang In, Hang Out, an interview series brought to you by Eno and Sierra Nevada. I've got a very special guest for you today, someone I'm very fond of and happen to be friends with. He's the co-founder and frontman of Atlanta-based band Driving and Crying, formed in 1985 along with bassist Tim Nilsson. Driving and Crying is one of the best American rock bands that you will ever hear. Their first album, Scar But Smarter, debuted in 1986 and quickly established them a must-see group among the club circuit. They rose to MTV fame in 1991 with the certifiably gold album Fly Me Courageous. They were influential in the burgeoning Athens music scene alongside B-52s and REM. In 2015, they were inducted into the Georgia Music Hall of Fame. In their 30-plus year career, they have played with The Who, Neil Young, The Crazy Horse, Widespread Panic, REM. Driving and Crying is equal parts Ramones, Tom Petty, Patti Smith, Motorhead, and Bruce Springsteen. Their new album, Live to Love Beautiful, is available now. And Rolling Stone magazine said, crunching hard rock is the driving part, brittle countryish balladry the crying, with the two linked by a heavy dose of Led Zeppelin philia. If Paul Westerberg had grown up worshiping Angus Young instead of Alex Chilton, the replacements might have sounded something like this Atlanta band. One of the finest songwriters and most unique voices around. In my eyes, he's a national treasure. My friend, Kevn Kinney. Welcome, Kevn.
Hey, Sadler. How y'all doing? You
I
failed
wrote
to
that
mention
today.
you failed to mention the 4 EPs that were co-written and co-produced by Mr. Sadler Vaden. We're Driving
That's
and
true.
Crying. We did 4 EPs, all divvying up Driving and Crying's era, our kudzu circuit era. Songs from the Laundromat. Second one was our songs. What was the second one?
Songs
Songs from
about
a
car
psychedelic.
space and the Ramones.
Oh, Cars, Space, and the Ramones, produced by Paul Ebersol. And
That's
then
right.
that's got a good song on it called Space Eyes, which is the theme song for Eric Von Hessler's show here in Atlanta,
Yes, it
WSB.
is. Mm-hmm.
And then there were songs from the Psychedelic Time Clock. That was a really good one.
Yes. Well,
Where
I
we,
didn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk about myself. I wanted to make it
they're
about
really
you, baby.
great. But Sadler Vaden and Driving and Crying was a very special time, and people should listen to those EPs. It's really great. It's a great era. This is a new song that I've written while I've been locked into this house for the last 6 months. It's hard writing songs during times like this. You try to avoid writing specific songs in 5 years. It might not make any sense. So this is, in general, just a good idea. It's called Stop, Look, Listen, Think. This world, with this kind and mild embrace, we all just stay in place. And we thought we got to think in a call to arms again. Stop and look and listen, think. Stop and look and listen, think. Stop and look and listen, think. Think about it. There's 10 sides to every game. Just know, pick the wrong one, you've been played. And just now, as I sing this song engaged, I can see my dreams, my truths may change. Stop and look and listen, think. Stop and look and listen, think. Stop and look and listen, think. Think about it. Think about it. I'm open to more than I could have known. And I'm free in a way I've never known. And beyond this new day rising, I'm awake with a simple truth explored. Stop and look and listen, think. Stop and look and listen, think. Stop and look and listen, think. Think about it. You gotta think about it. Let's do it one more time, everybody. Stop and look and listen, think. Stop, look and listen, think. Stop and look and listen, think. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. And everywhere I go in the South, everywhere I go, anywhere I do solo shows, I stop at the Goodwill and buy a lamp. Oh, cool. And I write "think about it" on it, and if I like the club, I leave the lamp. There's some in Macon, and yeah, so Memphis.
This is fun for us because we're actually really good friends, and it's fun to do an official like video interview. But what have you been doing, during all this time off since the COVID-19 pandemic?
I've been writing down all my lyrics. I've been putting together. I started this thing off with doing lyrics, trying to just catalog all my lyrics so I could maybe put it into like something to sell at the merch stand or something. So I was like, I'm going to do my favorite 50. And then I was like up to 50. And then I was like, oh, well, I forgot about that one. So now I'm like up to 120. And I think I probably got 20,
Wow,
30 more to
120.
go. Something like that. I don't like all of them, but, I haven't done Fly Me Courageous yet because I'm not sure what that song means. I don't think it means
You
anything.
can't remember the words.
It's a good riff. It's a good riff.
It's a great riff. You tell me a little bit about that riff. I know how you came up with that riff, but for those who aren't familiar,
I consider myself Bilbo Baggins of rock and roll. I'm the great thief. So this is actually what we were doing that day in the practice room. Baby, what I say? Baby, what I say? And I just was like,
oh yeah,
never fear the chunk. Never fear the chunk, right, Sadler?
That's right. Never fear the chunk.
Don't let the chunk
It's
happen,
okay.
man. You don't have to
Just
put
chunk
something
together.
in there. You get just. There's nothing
Right.
like five guys just like.
I know.
You don't have to be like. Always just like. So that's maybe what I say. What I'm trying.
Well, we'll
to
let those guys do that, and then it'll leave more room for us chunkers.
More room for us chunkers.
Yeah, man. United, we chunk.
Yes, chunking is very valuable.
Yeah. So for people who are probably wondering what the chunk is if you're a guitar player, it's when you want to just take a power chord with your left hand and you want to mute with your picking hand on the right. You just want to chunk together. Yeah. Show us, baby. Yeah, that's right.
And you can do everything. You can do everything, and you can wait till you remember the words.
Yeah.
Or you can just bop your head.
That's right. Wait till you remember the words.
That's usually when I'm chunking. It's because I'm waiting for Tim to come over and go, yesterday was the day. Yesterday.
Yeah. The first line is yeah, exactly. No, I remember
Line,
those. Those are good days. Those
line.
are good days.
Well, I'm familiar with the sweet relief. What's important now more than ever. Trying to get unemployment for a musician. In a lot of countries in the world, musicians are seen as as an occupation. Sit around the dinner table. Hey, what are you? I'm a doctor. I'm an accountant. I'm a musician. I was like, cool. Like a lot of people, if you work as a shoe salesman, you get one W-2. If you're a musician, if you do 50 shows a year, you get 50 of them. And it's a difficult thing. So it's for real. So stop. Look around you. Listen to what people are saying. Think about it.
Don't give in to giving up. Times are hard for most of us, but it's who you are when things get tough and how you carry on. Every blessing is a curse, and I fear each day could get worse. So I count the ones that I love first. We try to get along. And there's so much left to learn. It's just covered up in cheap old paint so you couldn't see the rust. I watched the fire burn, but through the smoke I choose to trust that our best days are ahead of us. I went to see my old man. He's unaware that the world is damn still, drinking beer out of a can and stays close to his chest. This year brings us a baby boy, and the day he's born is not his choice, but in his smile we shall rejoice. He don't know the world's a mess, and there's so much to clean up. They just swept it underneath the rug so you couldn't see the dust. I watched the sun go down, but in the dark I choose to trust that our best days are ahead of us. I laid my head on the battlefield with the ghosts of soldiers that were killed, each fighting for their own ideals, but they didn't die in vain. So much left to learn. It's just covered up in cheap old paint so you couldn't see the rust. I watched the fires burn, but in the smoke I choose to trust that our best days are ahead of us. Yeah, best days are ahead of us. Now we're on to new eras, and yeah, for those of you who don't know, I was in the band Driving and Crying for 2 years, and I have just the fondest memories of being in that band, and I learned just so much, and it was cool because Kevin knows this obviously, but I saw Driving and Crying play opening for the Who when I was 10 years old, and blew my mind. 15 years later, I'm playing guitar in that very band, and that's just a cool rock and roll story. I don't care who you are.
Yep.
So Kevin, thanks for
any
joining
good rock girl, and any good rock girl story involving Wayne Schlegel.
That's right. Wayne Schlegel was a legendary sound man.
We were on the Skinner cruise. He's like, Sadler Vaden. You gotta see Sadler Vaden. He's amazing. You gotta see Sadler Vaden. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
and then wow, you're right. I'd say it's a real struggle to be creative because you don't have 50 different influences a week. I mean, just traveling, the 3 or 4 truck stops you stop at a day, the hotel, the club owner, the people who run the club, the situation you have to find, just all the different situations, the 50 different situations that you're in a day when you're on tour. I don't have any of those. It's just whatever I can dream up and invent. I've enjoyed after 35 years watching the seasons. I've never watched the seasons change from one perspective in 35 years. I'm looking forward to fall. Looking forward to seeing the leaves fall.
I mean, not that we don't all appreciate playing music and touring, but it has been kind of a blessing in disguise for us musicians that are away from home so much to kind of be home and like actually like have a summer time and have a spring and all that stuff and do kind of like normal activities, somewhat normal.
Yeah. To be simple, happy folk.
Really,
people's like, how's it going, man? Yeah, they're like, how's it going, man? Is it really rough? Yeah, it's like, you know what? I'm pretty simple, happy folk. Just make dinner, walk the dogs, try to pay the rent, walk the dogs, make dinner.
Those are simple things in life that are, those are good things,
Well, the Humbo's watch stops at 5 o'clock. I fear I'll never find him. Dear John, where are you? I know you're out there somewhere. Well, I've got a hurricane in my pocket, but no one will believe me. They poured a bucket of tar on top of a flower. Somehow I knew they would try it, to find it, or defy it, or to ride it, or to buy it, or style it, or steal it, or to deal it. Let's go dancing. Let's go dancing, said the firefly to the hurricane, said the falling rains to the open flames. How many times? I stopped the freight train with a grain of sand. Can't you hear it crashing? I split a mountain in two with a flake of snow, but still they won't believe me. His tales are tall, his stories are old. For some reason I believe him. He said, what do you know about revolution? He said, what do you know about revolution? He said, what do you know about revolution? When all we were taught was patience and waiting and standing in line to make a nice, clear, concise, politically correct spell check statement.com, hashtag Facebook, Instagram. Let's go dancing. Let's go dancing, said the firefly to the hurricane, said the falling rains to the open flames. How many times? How many times? With the people of these united rights in order to form a more perfect reunion, find that which binds the common ground have little in common at all. Nothing can change until you change it. Nothing can be free till you free it in your own self, in your own mind, in your own time. up and making lace, the color of the day. Lost and torn and worn to tears, trying to stay awake. Who is it that allows this global pillage that you seek? The blind will only shine in the light. If everyone could meet me halfway, sing in along. It's a long, long road that we've started on. The people of this town must gather round, but the singers, they gotta sing the songs. Walk with me and sing with the people. Sunset city skies, 9 o'clock at night. Gather around the square to show them that we care, to call them to what it is we need, not what they believe I need. What it is I see, not what they believe I see. It's been a long, long wrong. Keeps on going on and on. People of this town must gather round, but the leaders, they've got to start the march and then fall behind to walk with the people. With the people. His eyebrows raised in a means of disconcern to warn. Come around along again, today it's heads on strong. Stand in line at quitting time, hate out the city hall. I spent half the night trying to change this world so my kids could live it all. Sing along with the winds, keep the puppets on their strings, 'cause at least then we'll know where they are. Someday they may wake up. Someday they may wake up. Someday they may wake up to walk with me and walk with the people. With the people. I believe in the people.
You're quite the cook, because I've had the pleasure of eating food that you have made. Have you been cooking? Have you been experimenting, getting adventurous? I mean, we've been making Indian food at our house.
Yeah, I actually fried my first fish the other day, because I've never really deep fried.
Mm-hmm.
So I made a fufu dusted fufu flour, which is a plantain flour, and I made a ocean perch. It was really good. Last night I made falafels. You know, I love my falafels, but I don't like falafel. So I use chickpeas, I use green peas, onions, a little ginger, fufu flour, plantain flour, real chickpeas, and get a nice moist falafel. So that was fun.
You sent me a waffle maker and a box of falafel mix. So we could make, that was for our wedding present, so we could make falafel waffles. And it you know, it's actually brilliant. It's great because you know, you can spread hummus on them, or you can make a tzatziki or something, and you know, I mean, it's great for parties.
Well, it was part. I'll send you a real present one of these days. I'll send you some paintings.
Well, I don't want to hear it. It's all been done before. Well, you got no spirit. If you don't believe in more, you feel like a broken record playing all the same rock and roll. But don't you fear it. You always got somewhere to go. Tried and true that we once knew. I believe in you, my baby blue. I saw you yesterday, hiding in the lost and found. So I know you're gonna come back around. Well, I heard you were leaving the game behind. You were afraid of fading like the ones in the back of your mind. All headphones, jackets, hairpins, parents, mess of stickers on your door. But it's the sound that keeps me waiting, and it keeps you coming back for more. The tried and true that we once knew. I believe in you, my baby blue. I saw you yesterday, hiding in the lost and found. So I know you're gonna come back around. You come back around. Ooh. Our headphones, jackets, hairpins, parents, mess of stickers on your door. But it's the sound that keeps me waiting, and it keeps you coming back for more. The tried and true that we once knew. I believe in you, my baby blue. I saw you yesterday, hiding in the lost and found. So I know it, tried and true that we once knew. I believe in you, my baby blue. I saw you yesterday, hiding in the lost and found. So I know you're gonna come back around. Oh, won't you come back around? I want you to
Yeah.
I want you to share the great story of you being the roadie for a day for the Ramones. And I want you
Well,
to share the story of what Johnny said to you on side stage, because that's one of my
oh, that's a
favorite
good
stories.
one. Yeah, so I got to be friends with Johnny Ramone because I didn't have a band. I actually met him trading baseball cards, and one time he brought me to Chicago, and they're playing the Northwestern University, and I was a really, I mean, I was a huge Ramones fan, and then I got introduced to Arturo Vega, who, he is the artist who designed the backdrop and did all the lights. And that's how I actually got introduced to him. And he would let me sit up at the light stand. And at the night they would let me help load out the cases or whatever. It was just fun, It's like I got to push a Ramones case, and people think I'm a roadie. I was on stage with the Ramones. I had the full pass, and I was like, all right, I got a full pass. So I'm standing there on the side of the stage, and Johnny's playing. And I'm like, I'm not by the light board anymore. I'm actually on stage with the Ramones, and I'm looking at Johnny. I'm like, this is so awesome. And he looks at me, and I think he's waving at me. And then there's a break between songs where Joey's saying something. He walks over to me, and he yells at me. He goes, "Show's out there."
I love it.
I was like, right. get off the stage, go in the audience,
Right.
enjoy the show. You're not doing me any good. Because he would always ask me, like, after the shows, like, what do you think of the new song? Like the new song? How are the vocals? Were the vocals good? How was the drums out there? They sound good? What about the kids? Anybody leave? What are you watching? So I'd be like, no, it sounds great. So he's like, you're not doing me any good standing here.
I need to know what's going on out there.
Yeah, so
Well,
that's
and
what I always try
also,
to tell my guests, like, shows out there.
yeah, a lot of people want to be side stage, and the truth of the matter is, unless you're like, just so famous that you can't be among the normal people, but it's like the side stage, it ain't where it's at, man. It ain't where it's
Yeah.
at.
Plus, I think a lot of people that stand on the side stage usually go like, hey man, the bass was really loud. I was like, yeah, you were standing next to the bass on stage. There's no vocals, no guitars.
It was great. All I heard was your guitar, though.
I think they put
Well,
miniature
that's because you're
PAs.
standing almost in my spot.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Once again, this has been Hang In, Hang Out featuring Kevin Kinney. I'm your host, Sadler Vaden. It's presented by Sierra Nevada and Eno, and we're creating awareness for the Sweet Relief Musicians Fund. Go to sweetrelief.org. We'll see you next time.
I'll call you next week.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Let's talk. We got to catch up. All right.
Okay.
Love you, pal.
I know. You know me. You know me. You know me.